It's another special edition with Mali season as we look at the third finalist before we announce the house Maria and I picked. We'll start with a quick glimpse around the outside of the house. You pan up into the beautiful village right above us, 10 minutes to a cup of coffee. We continue to pan and take in the spectacular views this home has to offer. The villa today is configured as a single family home and also offers the chance for the 2 stories to be separated into 2 unique apartments. We start with the top floor and the point of reference of the stairs in the center bottom of the floor plan.
Rispetto alle foto, dentro è completamente vuota, ci sono giusto 4 mobili.
Okay, so now compared to the picture, the property is almost empty.
The owner has already partially vacated the property. Maria snaps a quick view of the terrace outside. We're already thinking about great dinners. In through the front door, and now we're in the large living space. This was previously configured to be a dining and living space. A quick moment to take in the fireplace and over to the first window to try and catch a glimpse of the views from here. It was a rainy, grey day and it still felt gorgeous looking out the windows. We line up and head straight back to the terrazzo, and this again just highlights the panoramic view that you get from sitting out on this terrace. The beautiful mountains, olive trees, and in the distance, Perugia. I wonder for a moment, what would this look like at night? Everything lit up, and all our friends sitting around the dining room table. Al fresco dining at its best. A beautiful, strong wooden door, and another door on the right that would lead you into the kitchen. Maria comes back to where I am. I'm looking at the blinds, and this is important because the house faces towards the setting sun. We are pleased to confirm that they are PVC and not wood. There would be quite a lot of upkeep if we did this. The agent working with David shows us what is a duothermic system, and that means that the fireplace can either be used to burn logs or can use the pellet heater that we just saw on the left to also heat up the room. Maria and I really like the fact that there's glass all the way around the fire. It'll be warm, snug. We should limit the amount of smoke in the room, and it'll also be safe if younger people are in the room and come to visit. David and the other agent have hands in air and are explaining to us that because the house was bought in 1993, it is very well equipped, at least from an electrical output perspective. Yes, the wires do need a little bit of love and attention, but as we stand there, we think that would be a great wall to put a TV up on and then fill the rest of the room with large couches. We move out of the atrium into what is the living room, and we get to meet Nonna, the lovely lady who built this house along with her husband in 1993. Through the living room, we pop into the kitchen. And while the kitchen is a lovely little kitchen, very quaint, with its own beautiful window in it, it does feel a little tight. I think one would have to consider moving a wall and opening up as much space as possible between the kitchen and the living room. And with an open plan, this would be a great place for us to get together as a family, to cook together, eat together, and enjoy the evening. Having returned to what would be the dining room, we debate whether the pantry should take the place of what is the existing kitchen, and we make an L-shaped kitchen around the actual dining area. We really like the bones of this house, and in some ways it's almost a blank canvas because the shapes are right and it wouldn't take a substantial remodeling. It would be easy to turn this into exactly what we've been looking for. The more we talk, the more the selling agent starts to smile. It is time to take a look at the sleeping area. The upper space is well divided into two clear zones, a sleeping area and a living area. Let's head to the sleeping area. The sleeping area is reached by walking through a beautiful wooden door. In this area, there are 2 bedrooms with en-suites and a 3rd bedroom. The bedrooms seem to be of very good size. Off the top of my head, I would guess 25, 30, maybe a few more square meters than that. The walls and everything are in great shape. The windows are also new. Work started on the home in 1993, and the floors are built with seismic considerations, making it safer in the event of an earthquake. We look around the large bedroom and think that this would be a great place to host the kids should they come over and visit us. The light is bright and warm coming in from the open window. Heading back into the passage, we make a quick left turn to the first bathroom on this floor and notice that everything does have a modern finish to it. While we do like the tiles, I'm sure Maria has a lot of ideas around how she would finish this. Because the bathroom is so large, it could also accommodate a washing machine and a dryer, meaning we would have our laundry on this first floor and it would sustain single floor living. Having completed a look at the bathroom, Maria goes into the next guest room. This is the 3rd bedroom on this floor. We haven't been to the primary suite yet. We take a careful look around, realize that the room is a lot larger than we initially thought it was. This may be the perfect study for Maria and I, and at the same time double up as an extra bedroom for kids to stay and sleep in at night. We always want to make sure we have enough room for all of our furniture. Some of our items are larger than life, and it does turn out we can get both our desks in here and accommodate that pull-out couch we were hoping to get. This room is really a huge bonus for us, and it does change how we think about the house in terms of the number of people it can accommodate at any one time. At this point, both Maria and I are pretty excited to see the primary bedroom. We exit what was bedroom number 3 and turn left into what would be the primary suite. Straight away you will notice how much storage there is in terms of cupboards. This is a large room by Italian standards, and even on a gloomy day like today, the room has a bright feeling to it. Maria and I can put in our king-size bed and be able to add a television, sitting place, and even additional closets if needed. David points out that people actually put polystyrene behind their cupboards. This is if you would have loose-fitting cupboards, and then push the cupboard up against the polystyrene, as it helps with humidity, which seems to be high as a result of the rain and the geographic area. Maria is out the window and catches the first glimpse of our summer kitchen. I can already smell pizza cooking in a pizza oven, us barbecuing, or even just sitting outside, toasting marshmallows, taking in the beautiful countryside and the wonderful views that this house just keeps delivering from every single window. David makes sure that I find the mosquito blinds and tells us that they are installed in every window. We know this will be important in the summer. We go into the primary bathroom and notice that it's a little smaller than the previous bathroom we were in. The way this is set up, we would be able to extend the shower, make that a little larger, and still have room for 2 vanities. While it might not be the largest bathroom in the building, I know Maria can make something very luxurious out of here. We do love the internal doors with the opaque glass. Many of the homes we've spent time in have a real shortage of storage. We are thrilled to find this, and these may double as our clothing closets. The cupboards are custom and extend all the way from the floor up to the ceiling. I know Maria may not be the biggest fans of the doors, but I think that would be a very simple conversion. We are leaving the living zone and getting ready to visit apartment number 2. The lower area is configured as a potential apartment with a large living area, a common space, and a huge garage. Moving downstairs, we are presented with a very narrow metal staircase, and as you notice, the agent actually had to move his head to tuck in. I am thinking to myself, there would be a bit more masonry work to make that work, both on 2 levels, 1 where his head was, and 2 proper steps. This is the first of the common space rooms, and is currently used for storage. I think to myself, this would probably best be opened up, and once opened, we could accommodate more storage space underneath the stairs, and have a mudroom with open internal storage too. By the way, that door leads you from the outside into this area, so it has its own apartment. A very quick peek into the next room. This is known as a lignaia, an area used to store wood in a dry space during the wet seasons. We move on to the technical room, which is also doubling as a laundry. A quick peek at the bottom of that wall and we realize there's a bit of work to be done on this room. Between all 3 of the rooms we've seen, the tech room, the lignaia, and the storage room, there is airflow, and we may want to fix that up a little differently. We pop back into the lignaia, and I'm thinking that this would be a superb place to store wines. It could be the beginning of a beautiful wine collection. We move into the 2 double doors that host the apartment down here. And as you can see, it has its own fireplace in the corner, a large dining area, even its own kitchen. In the current world, it is configured as a taverna, an area where families would get together, prepare and enjoy large meals. We would like to use this as an apartment. If it got too hot in the summer, Maria and I could always come and stay downstairs and just enjoy this beautiful large open space. From the living kitchen dining area, we move towards the back of the home. There is a door leading out of this area into another bedroom with its own ensuite. What we did like about this was the size of this bathroom. It is gigantic by Italian standards. And Maria asked me how we could possibly get this back in upstairs into the master suite. We do like the modern finish and realize that it would take very, very little to extend the shower out, have that be a full size, and need almost no other work. We pop out of the bathroom and we go into the last very large bedroom. And again, this bedroom appears to be larger than the last 2 we've seen. It is currently used as a storage area. It is also just designated as a room rather than a bedroom. While it is a long story, in short, many people keep these basements as a taverna and as a room to save on taxes. We've completed the apartment side of the tour and the common area. The last area for us to see is the garage.
That is huge.
To better understand David's statement, garages are measured in the size of a car called a Fiat Panda, and there's roughly 2 Fiat Pandas in one Suburban. He is right. By Italian standards, again, this is a very, very large garage and could probably accommodate 3 or 4 Pandas. I know you'd get 1 Suburban in there. I'm not sure there'd be room for a second. What I do like about the space is there's a lot of room for my tools. And even Maria thinks this is the appropriate man cave. We exit the garage, go past the private entrance to the lower floor, and start our tour outside with a glimpse of the gorgeous summer kitchen or barbecue area. As we continue into our tour of the property and the areas outside, we will start with the summer kitchen. We approach the summer kitchen from the stairs just off the side of the driveway. And again, it is a lovely little area, beautifully appointed. It has its own pizza oven and an area where you can create a fire and barbecue right next to the pizza oven. Maria catches more of the glorious views from this side. You should remember the primary bathroom and bedroom were just behind those blinds. We wonder what it would be like to sit here, possibly 6 of us in the evening, have a little pizza running on the one side, maybe a little filet on the other, looking back over the hills, looking at the beautiful little farms that are up there with their lights twinkling at night. Hidden off the left of this area and at the back of the house is a little greenhouse. It's time to walk the broader perimeter of the property, and we are told that there's a barn a little higher up that with the right application could be converted into another small house. Having walked back to the top of the driveway, we peek back at the house, the little summer kitchen, and we start our slow walk up into the back area of this property. Now, this property is built against a hillside, and so there is a lot of tiered land. In front of us, there is a larger farm, one of about 12 hectares, and much to our disappointment, we learn that the farmer will not sell it and has recently been approached numerous times to do that. We come around the corner and catch a first glimpse of our little barn, and we'll go past the barn up into the olive orchard and into the fruit orchard. And while we're doing that, we'll talk a little bit about the vision that Maria and I would have for this area. We have always looked at a place and thought it'd be great if there was a second home or apartment we could rent or Airbnb. We've also thought that while this might not be our final home, one day we would want to end up on a much smaller spot where we could do single-story living. Now, the barn is rough and the area around it is rough, but because it's winter, there's a lot of things you can't see. One of the things you don't see right now is there's a fig tree in front of us, in addition to peach trees, apricots, and a wide variety of fruit. If we could get this property, our thought would be to retain the outer walls from the original barn, obviously do some repair, but then extend out to primary bedroom with an ensuite and a walk-in, a laundry with a WC and a tech room. We would make another flat terrace area here. The terrace would be between the olive groves and the fruit bushes and completed with an outside dining space, fire pit and a jacuzzi for those lovely nights. The drone is launched and we see the beautiful historic village. The slow pan shares that we have neighbors. What we love about this drone view is the ability to take a top-down look at the house and also get a feeling for the entire site. As you look across the green grass area, you can see the 70-something olive trees that come with. At the bottom, there is a host of cars. Visiting a home is always like a christening. 2 of the owner's family members are present, 2 real estate agents, myself, Maria, and a cast of thousands. One of the big attractions around this property is that the driveway, while making the property very private, is nothing more than a couple of 100 yards to the nearest tar road, and the tar road runs right into town. All around there are olive trees and beautiful farms. As the drone catches the sunset, you can see the sun peeking through a small abandoned area on top of the hill. We take one last long lingering look at the beautiful views from this property, and we know it's going to be tough to pick our dream home from these 3 finalists. Please remember to watch, like, comment and subscribe. Make sure you get your entries in to win the competition, and we look forward to seeing you soon. This home has a ton of great highlights, further complemented by its location to nearby towns and central Italian locations. Many great services nearby, and thank you, David Dolce, you rock.